My uncles, man, they're not known artists, but they were also my inspiration because, you know, when I was a kid, I would go up to their rooms and like, I was a kid, so they wouldn't like let me in because they'd be smoking weed and drinking like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would like, they would be like, no, you can't come in here. And so they would shut the door on me and I would sit at the door just listening, you know, just listening what they were doing. And sometimes they would bring in like Lighter Shade of Brown, Kid Frost, when they were doing shows, they would bring them and they would have like after parties at my uncle's crib, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
And I would sit there as a kid, like at the door, like, yo, like this is dope, you know what I mean? Like this is what I want to do, you know?
Mile High Minute, #1 blog in the universe. Today we got a very special guest, Spoken Wordz. How you doing, man?
Good, man. Just, you know, working. How are you?
Doing good.
Dope.
Like you said, working.
For sure.
I appreciate you for coming on the show.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you for having me. Also, shout out to VO and Body Bag Battles for actually letting me have this interview. It's supposed to be one of theirs, but he gave it to me, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. So let's just get right into it. So you're originally from Denver, born and raised?
Yes, sir. Born and raised, Denver, Colorado. Denver General Hospital. That's where I was born.
Straight downtown?
Yeah, straight downtown. Yeah.
What, Spear? Or is that a different one?
I couldn't even tell you right now, but it's one of the original hospitals where I was born at. And born and raised here, native, Denver native.
Hell yeah. And did you ever spend any time outside of Denver or no?
Nope. Just lived here all my time. I've been here the entire time. Moved around, obviously, from Denver to Westminster, to Thornton, to Aurora. But for the most part, yeah, man, Denver native all day.
That's dope. Now, let's just talk about life growing up a little bit. Before, like, the music and stuff like that, what were your hobbies growing up?
Growing up, you know, I was into sports, played football, played a little bit of soccer, things like that. And, you know, eventually I just kind of grew into, you know, the street life and, you know, being friends with B-boys and graph artists and things like that, where I started to learn how to, you know, dance and do graph and stuff like that. Wasn't the best at it, but you know, I did everything I could to basically try to fit into that hip hop community, and eventually just kind of went into that and started MCing. And now, I basically I battle rap, and I also do music. And right now I have a mixtape with DJ Beds, and it's called the Western Conference Mixtape.
Yeah. I posted that.
Dope. Yeah, man. Yeah. And thank you for doing that. Yep.
Yeah, no
and that's like my latest project. And we're working on more. We're trying to make some noise for sure.
That's dope.
Yep.
And so you started out b-boying. You said, like, I guess give us a little info as far as like what the hip hop culture in Denver was like at that time.
Yeah, man. I mean, at that time, it was like, you know, I was just a kid growing up, and even going to like high school. I went to random high school. There were moments.
It's closed now, or is it middle school now, right?
I don't know what it is. Obviously, some of these schools have changed, but at the time, it was a high school, and I just remember groups like OAK, groups like GWT, who were b-boys, and also there was MCs like Dan and Cosmo. My brother, shout out to my brother Quizmo, and we would ditch class to basically go out and check out these ciphers that they would have like outside the school. And I just fell in love with it. You know, I was like, this is what I want to do. I want to be this. You know what I mean? I want to be like Cosmo. I want to be like Dan and MC and just kind of showcase my passion, because, you know, I wasn't really good at the sports stuff. So when I felt like I could do something cool with the hip hop stuff, I just was like, all right. I mean, I wasn't a good b-boy, I wasn't a good graph artist, but when it came to rapping, it was like, I started to get noticed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there was a moment one time when DJ Jones, I was working at the Westminster Mall at the time. It's not there no more. But at that time, I was working there at a little cell phone shop. Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, I was working at a little cell phone shop, and Jones came up to me and was like, yo, how do you feel about being an MC for the Radio Bums? And at the time, Radio Bums was it was the biggest thing in the era right at that time in that scene. just, Chones and all the radio bums rocking it. So I was very fortunate to be able to be a part of that and be an MC and perform for that. Started rocking shows with DJ Chones, opened up for like Jizza from the Wu-Tang Clan, Lupe Fiasco. We did a bunch of shows, man, and that's kind of where it all started for me,
That's dope.
Yeah.
So would you say you're from like the north part of Denver, North Metro?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, for sure. Just because when my mom and dad kind of like divorced, we were forced to kind of move to my grandma's house, which was on like 42nd and Vallejo, right on the north side, which she still has that house, which is dope because there's a lot of gentrification going on in that area, and like people are trying to like buy her house and like, change it. But she's like, nah, I'm going to die here. You know what I mean? Like that's our home, and that's where we come from, and we grew up. I grew up there, and that's where I met a lot of connections. In that area. You know what I mean? So.
Oh yeah, I'm sure a bunch of people, a bunch of real estate folk reaching.
Oh yeah, man, it's a real thing, man, and like it's cool. Like I see some of these buildings, and they're like, yo, they got a pool on the rooftop and stuff like that, and then right next door is like my grandma's house, brick house. You know what I mean? Like straight old school. You know what I mean? Like. Nothing fancy about it, but it's
Denver culture.
It's where we came from, man. That's where me and my family cultivated, and we had many nights on the porch just hanging out, talking about, everything we were doing, what we want to do, and I will never forget those moments.
Is your family, have they spent a lot of time in Colorado too, or are they from another state originally or anything?
Yeah, man, they're all, essentially, like my mom and that side of the family are from Chihuahua, Mexico.
Okay.
Long story short, my grandpa had two families, basically. Had one in Mexico and then had one out here, which was my grandma's house in the north side, where I was talking about. And then we all kind of just did our thing from there. And then my dad is from El Paso. And then, they came in, obviously, and yeah, man, we just kind of came together as a family, and obviously within time kind of all separated.
Right.
But, we all still try to stay together and be family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that's dope. That's dope. So as far as the music and stuff like that goes, I like that you're bringing up some different names, because I feel like a lot of times when I do interviews, people are always, and no disrespect, because obviously the people I'm about to name are legends in their own right. Everyone's always like, oh, the MNLDs of the world, or the Pure Devotion, Cutting Crew, so it's cool to hear some different names too, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
Were they all though pretty, all those names pretty relevant?
Yeah, those were big inspirations for me coming up, man. Like they were the ones doing it when we weren't. Yeah. Obviously, I was just trying to find my way, but at that time, Pure Devotion, Deuce Mob, Dant, Surpass Flavor, just to name some crews that were at the time doing things that I just looked up to, and I was like, that's what I want to do. You know what I mean? Like that's what I want to do in my life, and I give up most respect to all those crews. Shout out to Pure Devotion. They're actually coming back up right now and releasing some stuff, so I'm really excited to see what they're doing.
Remix.
They're doing a remix of When I Stroll Federal. Like that song was a classic. Like that was what we used to basically listen to when we would drive up and down Federal. Because I don't know if you know, but like back in the days, cruising up Denver or cruising up Federal was like a thing to do.
Right,
you know what I mean? Like people would go up in their lowriders, bump their music, and they would just stroll up, from south to north Federal, and it was the thing to do. It was basically what was popping. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. Like being raised from something like that, I'm just very humble to know that I can basically be a part of that scene, and yeah, man. And also, like my uncles, they're not known artists, but they were also my inspiration, because when I was a kid, I would go up to their rooms, and like I was a kid, so they wouldn't like let me in because they'd be smoking weed and drinking like that, you know what I mean? So I would they would be like, no, you can't come in here, and so they would shut the door on me, and I would sit at the door just listening, just listening what they were doing. And sometimes they would bring in like Lighter Shade of Brown, Kid Frost when they were doing shows. They would bring them, and they would have like after parties at my uncle's crib. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
And I would sit there as a kid, like at the door, like, yo, like this is dope. You know what I mean? Like this is what I want to do. You know?
Yeah.
And what really got me started rapping was so my uncle did a freestyle and recorded it, and somehow put it on a cassette tape. And I got a hold of that cassette tape. And I put it in my auntie gave me like a little red boombox and for Christmas. And I had that tape, and I put it in there, and I was listening to my uncle rap, and I was like, and there was no beat or nothing. He was just, at the time, the way you record, it wasn't professional like it is now.
Right.
But he recorded straight into a boombox, I think. And so when I listened to it, I was like, yo, like, I want to do that. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Hell yeah. That's dope. And so did you finish school, or what was school like for you?
School was cool, man. I didn't really, I wasn't successful in school, really. I ended up going to North High School, and then eventually CEC, if people know about that. It was kind of like a side program if you didn't basically make it at North High School. And then I didn't make it there either. So I eventually ended up going to a school called Eagle Rock and Estes Park. And I was there for, I want to say like 5-6 years. And that's where I was able to do hands-on experience kind of education, where I was able to, if I was doing math classes, we would go to Red Rocks, or we would go to the Grand Canyon, where we would basically do rock climbing and discuss the math behind, the heights and things like that we were climbing. So it was like very hands-on experience to be able to learn about something, but also experience it by doing like things like rock climbing.
Yeah.
Went to Moab, Utah, and was able to climb there. It was amazing. And it's really cool because I just visited Eagle Rock this last couple weekends ago, and there's a mural up there that was painted by myself, a couple other students at Eagle Rock, and Leo Tanguma, who is actually the muralist for the DIA murals.
Oh, okay.
All the conspiracy murals you see over there, that's Leo Tanguma.
That's dope.
And we were able to basically do 2 weeks of Explore Week, where we were able to work with Leo Tanguma, make this painting, and going up there and seeing that mural was very humbling, and I'm just very thankful for Eagle Rock School and what they taught me. So
that's dope. Did you get to talk to him about the DIA conspiracy?
I did. I did, and I asked him, but it's weird because a lot of people are like, oh, like he purposely did this,
right.
like he purposely painted this mural to show all these weird signs and all that, but really he's just a beautiful artist who just does what he's asked for.
Right.
And when they hired him, basically what he explained to me was, when they hired him, he just did what they asked. So it wasn't like obviously his inspiration and his murals are there, but it wasn't like he purposely did that. He just did his job.
Right.
You know what I mean? They said, hey, we want this and that. And
that's interesting.
And he just did his part. You know what I mean? And what he does is just, he really speaks on the culture of Chicanos and history and culture and things like that. So, for me, when I asked him that, like, I feel like he was just kind of like, I'm just going to do my part and tell my story, but also I got to make sure that I make these people happy who are basically paying them for the job. Right. So, yeah, man, I feel like with a lot of the stuff at the DIA, it's like, it's weird because I feel like everybody's like, oh, like he's saying saying that the world's gonna end and all this other stuff, but it's like he just did his job, man, and he's a really amazing painter. But also there's other art there that is kind of weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's obviously like them that are presenting this for what?
As in DIA.
Yeah, like
whatever,
like
behind it.
For whatever reason, whatever. But like, yeah, man, I can't really go any further on that. All I know is that he just went to go do his job. He did an amazing job.
He did what he was told to do.
And he was amazing. Yeah, so.
Okay. So how'd you get the name Spoken Wordz?
You know, it's funny because my name used to be Bonkers back in the day, and it was based on a cartoon. Yeah, I don't know if anybody remembers that. That's how old I am. But it was like this crazy cat. I felt like that was kind of my personality. So my name was Bonkers. I used to tag that all the time. And then eventually, when I was starting to rap and started to getting ciphers and things like that, there was a bum who came up to me, and he really loved what I was doing. And he was just kind of like, yo, man, like, you're like Spoken Wordz, bro. You're like Spoken Wordz. Like, your name should be Spoken Wordz. So, you know, I was like, that's dope, because I feel like I was the only person at the time that wasn't rapping about guns and murder and like that, or drugs.
Yeah.
I was just kind of like doing some poetry, but I was putting it on beat. And so when he said that, it just stuck with me. Yeah, it was inspiration of just basically doing something different that other people weren't doing. Basically speaking my mind. And so that stuck. And then I started eventually working with Playalytical, rest in peace, who actually put out albums with like Busy Bone, Chino XL. We had to change our name because in order for me to record my first album, I couldn't spell it like it's spelled, right? Like you can't spell it Spoken Wordz.
Yeah.
He basically was like Spoke, SPOKEINWORDZ, Spoke in words. Like I'm in the words.
Yeah.
With the Z. And when he did that, we recorded the album, and we got signed. And my album, it was in stores. Like it was kind of crazy because when I went to California to Amoeba Record Store, which was a place that I wanted to visit for the longest time because it's the biggest record store out in California, I went to the rap section, looked at all the S's, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden I saw my album and pulled it out. And I was like, yo, I'm in California right now. My album is here right now. Like, that was crazy.
Yeah.
And also, I featured on Busy Bone's album from Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Fire.
And that was crazy because he came out for a couple weeks to come record with Playalytical for his album. And he had heard my song. And when he heard my song, he asked if he could be on it. And I'm like,
yeah.
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I didn't pay for it or nothing. He just wanted to be a part of it. You know what I mean? So we put that song on his album called The Midwest Cowboy. It's on Spotify. It's on iTunes. It's everywhere. And that was another moment when I went to New York to go visit, and I went to a record store out there and saw the Busy Bone album, pulled it out, looked at the back, and I was like, yo, Busy Bone featuring Spoken Wordz. I was like, man. And not to mention, Busy Bone was my favorite rapper. In fact, how I learned to rap was memorizing his verses. And like when I went to middle school at Horseman Middle School, there was a kid who used to bully me all the time, but he loved Busy Bone so much that he used to punch me in the shoulder and be like, you rap that Busy Bone verse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I would have to rap that Busy Bone verse. So I would go home, because if I didn't get it right, I would get beat up. You know what I mean? So I had to go home, memorize, literally write down, like rewind, tape, you know what I mean? Because this was on tape. So I'd rewind, right, stop, rewind, right, stop, you know what I mean? Figure out, I didn't even know what Busy Bone was saying. This was the song Mr. Bill Collector.
Do you still remember it?
I still remember it.
Yeah.
Until this day, I still remember it.
Yeah.
Because I practiced it so much just so that I can like not get beat up, you know what I mean? So he'd be like, Spoke, rap that verse. And punch in her. Oh. Like, you know, okay. They call him and Mr. Bill. So I was like, do the verse, but they, you know, that's what like really got me into being like, okay, maybe I could do my own thing. You know what I mean? And so started doing my own thing.
So when was this, when you went out to New York and Cali and seen at the record store and seen that?
Man, I couldn't even tell you, to be honest with you, man. It was quite a long time ago. Sometimes I get lost on what day it is, you know what I mean? So this was obviously 2010, you know, 2011, stuff like that.
The transition from like CDs to like the digital.
Yeah, it was like basically at that time we were still, you know, we didn't really have like YouTube and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So obviously this is probably before then. But, you know, for the New York trip, it was me and SP Double. We got to open up for The Firm over in New York. And it was right off of the strip. It was like I forgot the venue, but that was my first show in New York. And it was amazing, man, because there were a lot of people there that really showed us love and were like, yo, like, where are you from? And I was like, Denver. And they were like, what? Like, Denver does this?
Right.
Like, they didn't even know, you know what I mean? Because this was a time where it was like heavy California, heavy New York hip hop. So we were able to go up there and represent. And then, again, when we went to Cali, it was kind of like the same era at the same time. So, yeah, it was dope. It was dope to experience that, you know?
How much of body bag battles, like, I know you hosted the event I went to, but, like, how involved are you with body bag battles? Like, would you say you're, like, you know, a business partner or how, if you just want to break it down a little bit.
Yeah, man. I mean, I started with body bag battles. My first battle with body bags was versus J Money. At the time, like, you know, before then, I was already doing freestyle battles and I was winning freestyle competitions. But it got to a point where battle rap changed to an a cappella format. And so I wanted to test myself and see if I can enter this format.
When you say acapella, like from cypher to acapella?
Well, it was like, you know, back in the day, it was like 8 Mile style where it was like over the beat. You know what I mean? Like when I noticed, you know, I was watching like URL and King of the Dot and stuff like that, watching acapella battles, I was like, okay, well, this is where it's going. You know, the only place here that does that is body bag battles, and Colorado rap as well. I wanted to see what I could do with it, man. And my first battle was with J Money. We put up $500 each. It was $1,000 battle, and we did it. It was a great battle. He won by one fucking voter. And once I did that, I was addicted, man. I really liked it, and I've been active battle rapper at body bag battles for the last 5-6 years, constantly, you know, I've battled everybody in the state. I've battled even people that I didn't think that I would ever battle, like Johnny Storm, Uno Lavos.
Yeah, Johnny's nice.
Yeah, man. Cortez was another big one for me. Didn't do the best that I wanted to. I feel like when it comes to locals, like I work, but I get nervous whenever I battle, like, you know, top heads like that. And
as anyone would, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, but they're up there. They're up there on YouTube. You can find them. You can find Spoken Words versus Cortez versus Spoken Words versus Johnny Storm, Spoken Words versus Uno Lavos. Those are probably my biggest battles. And then on top of that, you know, you just type in Spoken Word versus and you can see all of my battles at Body Bag Battles. And now we are basically like partners in crime in the sense that whenever we do events, I do everything I can to make sure that we promote the battles, whether it be that I'm not in it or I am in it, whatever the case is. But we've been very successful with a lot of the events that we've had. Who's Got the Juice MC battle last year. We had Supernatural there. We had everybody like Charlie Clips, who's a big name in the URL. It was a very successful event. And for that battle, what we wanted to do was bring it back to the freestyle battle where they rock over beats. Because, you know, the acapella thing is dope, but for me, I'm a big, I'm very passionate about, you know, old school rap battling. And so we did that and it was successful over at the Temple. Shout out to Lakim. He was the winner. He was the youngest competitor in the entire competition. And we plan on doing more of those. So looking forward to that, you know. And we did the battle for the 5280. Obviously, you were there, and I appreciate you being there. And that was cool because we were able to bring out some heads and represent the brand and make sure that we just keep body bag battles going, man. Keep it fresh, you know. I know it's cool to do the acapella thing, but I'm a big fan of old school rap over the beat, 8 Mile style. And so
I think it just sounds better, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I'm also not heavily into the battle rap culture, so I wouldn't understand as well.
No, you know, I get it, and that's why we did that. You know, because you know, I feel like Colorado doesn't have a big battle rap scene, based on the fact that I feel like Colorado, like especially Denver, they like rapping over the beat. You know what I mean? Because I've been to many of these acapella battle raps and not a lot of people that, you know, like King of the Dot and URL and all that stuff, they have a big crowd. But in Denver, I just feel like more people come out to see, just listen to some
performance
beats and just listen to people to rap, freestyle, you know what I mean? So that's kind of why we did that. And we had a successful event at the 5280. Obviously, you were there. And it was fun, man. And we plan on doing more of it. So
I could just imagine, again, I'm an outsider, but I could just imagine there not being a beat at the battle I went to, and I'd be kind of like, it'd be still dope because, yeah, you could hear the bars a little better in the wordplay, but, like, I feel like the vibe is better with the beats and stuff like that. But that's just,
especially if you listen to like a beat that you like.
Right. A classic beat, yeah.
That's fire right there. And then the MC kills it, you know what I mean?
Right.
Shout out to Johnny Storm. He actually was the winner for the 5280 battle.
He went crazy.
And he went crazy, man. Like, he went up against some heavy hitters. And
Knox was nice too.
And Knox was super dope.
I feel like Knox got nervous when Johnny, when they
they've had him. They battled
nervous.
Before,
okay,
twice.
Yeah.
And he always beats him.
Johnny does? Yeah.
Yeah, Johnny always beats him. So
yeah. Because it seemed like Knox was killing it the first couple rounds. Like he was, he was whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe I shouldn't say nervous, but you could just tell Johnny brings it's more pressure. It's like, oh yeah.
He is a monster, bro.
Yeah,
he is a monster, dude. And yeah, he's one of my favorites for sure. He's top 5 battle rapper for me, so it was exciting to have him there. And also just he's a homie now, you know what I mean? Like, I never thought that would happen, you know, like, it's so crazy to kind of you manifest destiny, right?
Right.
Like, Busy Bone was one of my favorite rappers, and I memorized his verses, and all of a sudden I got to do a song with him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Johnny Storm, one of my favorite battle rappers, and I got to battle him. Also got to work with him at this event, and he worked very closely with me where, he stayed at my spot. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
fire, yeah.
It's so crazy, man, because just when you think that maybe you can't, just keep going and keep doing it and keep working on your craft and reach out, because you never know who's listening. You know what I mean? And the fact that I was able to have that personal relationship with them, and I told him too, it was funny because I told him, because we had the big check with the $5,000 on it, whatever, and I had it. So when we were leaving for that battle, I put it in the car and I go, it's funny that we're putting this in this car, but it's gonna come back with you, bro.
Yeah.
Because I knew he was gonna be a problem. I didn't know that he was going to win, but I knew he was going to be the problem.
Yeah.
And sure enough, he wins. And that night, I was like, here, told you, you're going to have to take it back with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was,
I did realistically, I didn't see anyone else win. Maybe Knox. The other dude, I forgot from here.
Well, Billy Boondock was also dope too.
Nice.
And rest in peace, man, because that was
nice.
That's crazy, man. And I know how upset he was.
He was.
We make it fair. You know what I'm saying? And you being a judge, I know that's hard on you.
Yeah, I try my best to be fair. I feel like I was pretty straightforward.
I mean, but we had some legit judges. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it is what it is, man. You have to execute, and if you don't execute, it's gonna show. You know what I mean?
Right.
And there's some, there's people that are gonna be mad, but at the end of the day, that comes with the territory.
That's hip hop in general.
It is what it is, bro. I've been mad. I've been in battles where Supernatural was a judge, and I felt like I won on my battle, but he voted for the other guy. And then afterward, I had a talk with him where he was like, "Listen, I only did that because I want to make you better."
Yeah, and you're sitting there like,
and I'm like,
you
know how hard I work for this, But the next time I seen him, he was out here for a b-boy event over at La Raza Park. And I was like, "Sup, Supernatural? Like, my name's Spoken Way." He was like, "I know who you are.
Yeah.
I remember you. I remember you in your battle." You know what I mean? And he was like, "How's everything going?" I go, "I won my last battle." And he was like, "This is why I had to teach you a lesson. I remember you, and I know you were upset that I voted against you, but at the same time, I just wanted to make you better."
Right.
And it did. And that was hard to face. For the longest time, I was upset. Like, why?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then when I won, it was one of those moments where I was like, okay, I know why he did that. You know what I mean? And so shout out to Supernatural for making me better, man.
And I like you said that because shout out Uncle Tux, he was one of the judges.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when I think it was Megan 8 Mile and LaCrim, I don't want to say his name.
Lakim.
Yep. They were battling, and it was clear that Lakim is probably more lyrically sound, and he probably has more, not probably, he has a lot more potential. But like Megan was bringing that energy and the crowd. And so it was funny because like I was giving the edge to Lakim just because I seen more potential and stuff. But Tux was like, nah, he gave it to Megan because kind of to go off your point was because he didn't really come hard enough. Like he really, like she was damn near sending him up the hoop. Like you could really come hard, but he wasn't, Lakim wasn't really locking in.
And she was saying some wild shit too.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, what the f did she just say?
And it didn't sound great, but it was the energy I feel like she brought and the weird words. But like Lakim sounded better, but he wasn't really bringing the energy. And it just felt like I seen what you're saying because Uncle Tux was kind of almost, it seemed like he was kind of teaching Lakim a lesson in a way where like, bro, you got to bring it. Like,
well, Lakim was the winner of Who's Got the Juice, obviously. And Megan 8 Mile was eliminated the first round of that battle.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she came in hot. She came in like, I'm not playing around. And obviously she didn't win, but she made it further than she did last time.
Right.
Which I think she learned a lot from also. You know what I mean?
Right.
And Lakim, I just feel like, he does what he does. Just feel like, I agree, man. I agree that she just felt like, she had a little bit more energy.
Right.
You know what I mean? And yeah, man. Shout out to both of them though, man.
Right,
Shout out to Lakim. Shout out to Ima.
But I also too, I kind of use my platform in a way too. I feel like people realize it, some do, some don't. Some take it the wrong way, it is what it is. But like sometimes I'll post a list or like, rappers that are lyrical or just, random topics, whatever. And like I'll put a certain amount of Denver artists in there and try to like highlight them, whatever. And the artist that's left out of that might feel a type of way like, damn, like, does he hate me or what's, but in reality, it's kind of more, I'm trying to light a spark a little bit in the scene and hoping that maybe it'll motivate, everyone's got their own motivational factors. So I'm not going to say like, oh, Malheim is the only thing that'll motivate you. But like, maybe if I could just add a little juice, you know what I'm saying? Like that'll maybe motivate an artist to go a little harder so that they can get more national recognition or whatever, So.
Yeah, man, I appreciate what you do because I've been a fan since you've been putting things up and whenever I see like somebody that you post, I'm like, that's awesome, that's dope. And the old me would have been like, oh, you know what I'm saying, like that. I'm like, wait till you see my shit, or like I'm better than that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like work for it, and you guys are a business at the end of the day. If you want to be shown, pay for it, and if you like it, I'm sure you'll share it. You know what I mean? So just get on your grind, do what you got to do. Mile High Minute has been a big platform for a while now, and it's a good way to showcase your music, showcase what you're doing, and take advantage of it because there's not a lot of people out here who are doing that. You know what I mean? So I appreciate your platform for sure.
No, I appreciate you too. That's very humbling coming from you, so I appreciate it. Well, first off, actually, how long? So Body Bag Battles has been around for like 15 years. Mm-hmm. Would you say it's the biggest like battle rap organization or business in Colorado? And how's that been, and where would you say Colorado's battle rap scene ranks among like other states when you compare it and stuff like that?
I mean, Body Bag Battles definitely is the biggest platform for battle rap out here in Colorado. And that's why I collaborate with VO with anything that I'm doing because they have the biggest platform out here right now. Colorado Rap also is another platform, and they run out of Colorado Springs.
Okay, yeah.
I think, we got a lot of work to do. You know what I'm saying? We've been, Body Bag Battles has been very successful in bringing out well-known artists from URL, from King of the Dot, obviously bringing out people like Johnny Storm, bringing out people like O Solo. Make sure you guys go check out the O Solo versus Lackworth battle that just came out. But yeah, man, we got a lot of work to do because I feel like there could be more, you know what I mean?
Right.
There could be more people coming to enjoy these events because they're like little movies. When we have these events, it's like every time after the event, I'm always like, man, I wish more people were here. You know what I mean?
Right.
We got to work on that. We got to work on how to get more people out there. that might not even be fans of battle rap, because we have had events where people come in off the street and they're like, this is dope.
Yeah.
They're like, I didn't even know you guys were doing this. We just came, we were just hanging out downtown and we walked in and you guys were doing this. Like, I didn't know you guys were doing this. So how can we reach out to those people? How can we reach out to those people that are like, they would have loved it, even if they're not battle rap bands, you know what I mean? And so we got a lot of work to do. Obviously, King of the Dot, URL are like the biggest platforms out there right now. But how can we execute to bring more people out to these events? And even promoting to people outside of state, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you love battle rap and you see these events being promoted, please come out. Please support. We're always having events, and
very consistent. Yeah.
Very consistently. Make sure you come out and support these events, because, you know, we're doing this for the art. You know what I mean? And we're doing this to bring good entertainment that is not like anything else, you know? No one else is doing this kind of stuff, man. Everyone else, like, no hate or anything, but it's a lot of just kind of like random shows, a random, you know, thing, this and that. But we're bringing poets together, man, that are putting craft together to battle.
It's the heart of the culture.
It's the heart of the culture. Like, we literally are putting on something where you don't see this like all the time. I mean, it's like going to a museum and watching a beautiful piece of art. Like, you get to see that live in front of everybody, like, and get to see what these people prepare for. You know, I'm a battle rapper, and it's hard to do this, man. It's not easy. You know, it takes time. You got to write your stuff. You got like we have like 3 2-minute rounds. You got to write it. You got to memorize it. And also, once you memorize it, you got to like perform it in your room, and you look like a fucking psycho doing it when you're at work. And people are like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm just practicing my round. They're like, you're just sitting there talking to yourself. I'm like, no, I'm like practicing, because when it comes down to the battle, man, you have to execute. You have to be 100%. So I'm just really proud of everything that Body Bag Battles has done and Colorado Rap has done. And I'm blessed to be a part of it.
Yeah, no, that's dope. I will say this, as you know, I went to a lot of regular shows, but the battle rap show was like, it was so entertaining, because with the regular shows, like, you might be waiting there for like an hour or two waiting for the headliner to come on or whatever, you know, like, cool. But like the battle rap show, it's like the whole show is like entertaining, and like just seeing these two dudes like compete, you know what I'm saying? Or ladies, you know, too. So shit, shout, she won't be next. She be eating them up, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, I agree. I think the battle rap show is very entertaining.
Well, I was really happy to see you there, man. I was really, because, you know, I was like, oh, when VO said you were going to be, I was like, what? Like, yo, that's fire, bro. Like, that's awesome. So,
is he from here originally, or did he move here out of state and see the void?
I'm not quite sure. I mean, I know he's from here, but I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
I guess I'm just wondering what what sparked the idea behind the podcast.
Well, I mean, he was a battle rapper also.
Right.
You know, at the time.
Was there any platforms really pushing like that?
Yeah, it was still Body Bags. He did it, but he was, you know, at the time, like in the beginning, he was battle rapping.
With it?
Yeah, and I think he just kind of was like, you know,
I'm just
going to focus on putting on the events and making sure that, you know, this platform goes big. And, you know, Body Bag Battles has had some of the biggest battle rappers out there right now. You could name them. But the fact that he's done that, he's the central location of battle rap here in Denver. So just really blessed to be able to work with him, man.
Yeah. It's just dope. I'm sure he probably seen the need for it and the demand and stuff like that.
Yeah, because we did have a scene. Like I said, I think we could have a bigger scene, but I mean, we do have a scene. I feel like it's kind of died off a little bit, especially after COVID, just because we couldn't really bring people together like that. But it's starting to come back, and because back in the day we'd fill out the building, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so now it's just kind of working to get that back again. You know what I mean? So
I know you've kind of done both. I know you've dropped projects, and you've also done, you know, the battle. And I feel like most battle rappers do, but like it almost feels like there's two separate scenes in a way, where like you could be really popping in the battle rap scene and like the mainstream hip hop scene might not even know about you, and vice versa. You could be really popping in the mainstream scene, and the battle rappers might not even know, you know? So it's like, do battle rappers pay attention to the mainstream hip hop industry in the underground, or do they mostly focus on like the battle rap and stuff like that?
I think so. I mean, I think that they see us. You know what I'm saying? We're not. You know, there are artists out there that are doing it big right now. That are not battle rappers. Trev Rich, you know, to name one of them, who I actually like. I mean, we grew up kind of like making music, not together, but like kind of were in the same scene at the time.
Yeah.
I would say he's probably one of the most successful MCs or rappers out here, just because he got a big deal.
Cash Money.
AP,
yeah.
all those guys. They're not necessarily battle rappers, but I know they see us, you know, and I know that because they actually Trev Rich did a battle with PG.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, they did like a not a physical battle, but they basically did like an online battle where, you know, Trev Rich did a verse and then PG responded to it and then just kind of like used it as social media network. And that's when I knew, I was like, they see us.
Right.
They see what we're doing. You know what I mean? And originally, like I was just gonna do the artistry stuff, but then when I got into the battle rap stuff, I feel like that just kind of like took over, you know, because I basically started battle rapping more than I did recording music. And so, but I think what your question is like, can we, you know, like, do we collaborate?
Yeah.
I don't think so as much as we should. And I think we should. And I think, you know, we could do a little bit more with everybody that's doing stuff and all of us that are kind of like on the underground scene doing stuff. We should work together more. You know what I mean? So if there's a battle going on, maybe we can have somebody like Trev or AP come and perform.
Right.
Even if they're not battle rapping, they could come and perform. Bring your people out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the way I feel like we can make it bigger, because I feel like a lot of people are missing out on some of these battle rap events when it's just battle rap.
Right.
Right. So if we can have some more performances and things like that from people that are doing it in the scene, and the money is right, then I don't see any problem with that, you know? So we just got to collaborate more, you know what I mean?
So just to be straight up, me and Voss, Vio, we worked out a deal when I did come and judge, and the interview was kind of like, he said it'd be dope if I did it, but it wasn't like part of him paying me for the services. What I was paid to do was the promo and the judge. This was kind of like if I want. And the reason I wanted to do the interview, was because I feel like, and even the judging, like, I wanted to tap into the scene a little more, because I've already been tapped in with, you know, the, I guess, mainstream Denver hip hop scene, whatever. But like, I feel like this battle rap scene it's a whole wave in itself. And it was interesting, because when I go to a regular show, a lot of people recognize me. When I went to the battle rap show, people recognized me, but it was a little more like, I felt almost more human.
They were like, who is he?
Yeah, they were like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and which was cool. I was totally cool with it, but it made me realize, like, I need to tap more into this scene. You know what I'm saying? And like, because this is, you know, it's all hip hop at the end of the day, and it's all just like, it all can come together. You know, it could be different, but it could all come together. So I think that would be dope if y'all collab with a Trev or an AP or you know, whoever. You know what I'm saying? I think that'd be a good look, and vice versa. You know, maybe if they had y'all on the track or whatever. You know. Like, but.
No, and I think what you just said too is that like it's you're tapping into an element that is not always seen.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, you know, people are out there rapping. They make the songs. They're being successful, but like no one in the scene is putting something like this together.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, Who's Got the Juice? MC battle. It was a lot of people came to it because it's like, you know, when you watch the movie 8 Mile, you're like, where can I find this kind of stuff?
Right.
Who's doing this? Nobody. We are. We're doing it. You know what I mean? There's nobody out there doing that. So, I mean, we had a few of them, like Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is. We had that a few years back with Dead, and that was over at the Walnut Room. And that was a battle that I was supposed to be a part of, but I didn't because I was going through some, and I didn't end up joining, and I was mad at myself. for not joining it because I knew that I could like win this battle, but I didn't, right? And so, you know, I was like, well, I want to do something like that. And even if I'm not joining it, I want to make sure that I give this opportunity to someone who is going through that. I want to make sure that I give the opportunities that I had when I came up battle rapping and winning prizes and things like that, that kind of stopped for a while. And so I was like, I want to create this for someone else now. You know what I mean? There's MCs out there that are hungry, they want to battle, and I want to create this opportunity for them. And not just create this opportunity, because a lot of the battles that I've been part of, there's nothing. It's just you go up there, you compete, and that's it. You know what I mean? Like, and if you win, you win. If you lose, whatever. But what we're doing now is we're collaborating with these cannabis sponsors where we give them an experience. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if they're sponsored by a certain cannabis company, they get to go to their dispensary or their laboratory, wherever it is that they make their product, and they get swag. They get products, they get the vapes, they get the joints, they get whatever they want, if they participate, obviously.
Right.
And they get an experience, you know what I'm saying? Even if they lose, it was something that they're like, wow, this is amazing to be a part of.
You still gain from it.
You still gain from it. You still gain followers. You still gain people that like saw you, who's never seen you before. And also you get sponsored by a cannabis company. Like cannabis right now in Denver is popping, man. Like that's what's going on. You know what I mean? So to be able to utilize that and bring those things together and bring those elements together, I wish I had that. Right. I wish I was sponsored, you know what I mean? Like, and got something out of it, even if I didn't win. But we want to make sure that even if you don't win in a battle that we put on, we want you to have an experience and feel like you got something out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, even, like, not everyone's going to gain 100 followers from me posting them, but some people might. But what you're going to gain from it is, okay, is it hit? Is this good music or not? You know, like, are people reacting to this? If they are, what are they saying? You know, like, it's not just about gaining followers and getting your brand out there. That's part of it, but you know, there's always something else that I feel like comes with it. So that's dope.
Well, it's kind of cool because it's like trash or pass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that could be maybe a concept where it's like, you know, it might hurt people. It's like comments are going to be like trash, you know, or pass, you know? And I've always kind of thought about doing something like that. So that's, you know, that's an idea.
So what about, so Eminem was a battle rapper. Kendrick did too, right? Initially, Kendrick Lamar. Math Hoffa was pretty big. I know he, not pretty, he's huge. And I love his podcast now. Is there any other like battle rapper, or who would you say are like the top battle rappers? We'll go like Mount Rushmore all time and then Mount Rushmore now. So top 4, top 5. And then we'll go top 5 in Colorado. So
hard question. I mean, it's difficult because I mean, obviously Eminem is number 1, but I've never seen him in a cappella battle rap. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how he would do with somebody like Math Hoffa or possibly Disaster, who's another one of my favorites. But because he is kind of like, what people don't realize too is that in the movie 8 Mile, it's all on beat, right? And then at the end, he does the beat. For acapella, and then he starts doing this acapella thing. And I feel like once that happened, the acapella movement just kind of blew up. And I don't think people realize that or see it. But as soon as that happened, it was kind of like, oh, okay, we can do something with this acapella thing, right? I'm going to say Eminem, number 1, just because it's Eminem. But when it comes to like battle rappers, Disaster, Johnny Storm, DNA, Charlie Clips. I'm going to end there.
What about right now? Or is that right now?
I mean, I think even right now, those are still my favorite battle rappers. And I mean, I got other favorites, you know, Uno Lavos, Cortez, obviously 2 that I battled as well.
What about Colorado?
Colorado battle rappers, without putting myself in it.
Where would you rank yourself? And then, without ranking yourself.
I mean, I feel I'm the best. You know what I'm saying? I feel I'm the best.
Supposed to.
But without putting me in there, I would say PG, Capital. I'm going to put Lacris in there.
He's the one with that went to the finals versus Johnny, right? Or is that someone else?
Lacquer, no, he didn't. But he just battled also Solo, who is a big URL rapper, and make sure you guys go check that out. I'm thinking for the last two. It's tough. I'm gonna go with Keys. That fifth one is hard because there's a lot of them, and don't be mad at me because I love everybody.
Yeah.
If I were to choose for the last one, I'm gonna go. I can't even decide, bro. I just don't want to upset anybody.
It's too late.
It's too late. I already did. I'm gonna go.
I mean, anyone who's understanding.
I would say Showcase is active.
Okay.
He's not one of my favorites, but he's active, and so I'll give him fifth place just because he's been active. And Macho as well. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
I
appreciate it.
Don't be
You
mad.
answer. Yeah. It's all in love, you know.
Yeah.
It's all in love. Okay. Would you say the main goal for battle rappers is to go mainstream, or what's kind of the main goal for battle rappers?
I can't speak for anybody else, man, but I think for me, yeah, work on your craft and work on everything that you got to do to get out. Because you can battle here in Denver all you want, but if you're just doing that and you're not getting outside of state, that's why PG is one of my favorites, because he's out there battling in other states. He was on Bags and Bodies. I mean, he's just like, do that, you know, find a way to work outside of the network, because if you don't, you're just going to get stuck here. And I'm speaking that from myself, being somebody who's a battle rapper who hasn't been able to like really move out of state. Like, do everything you can to get yourself booked, not just here, but everywhere else. So do everything you can, and also make your music, you know what I mean? Promote it and showcase it, and reach out to people like Mile High Minute, who has a big following, to showcase your stuff. Yeah, man, do everything you can to get bigger, make your network bigger. Because otherwise you're going to stay stagnant and you're just going to stay in the same place forever. You know what I mean? And also shout out to the main sponsors, Highly Connected, Get 'Em High, Next One Labs, Shisha Lifa, Juicy Colorado, Audio Terps, Blazy Susan, Caliwood Music, Body Bag Battles, and mainly, you know, my brother AG from the 303, and DJ Chones from the Denver DJ School, Body Bag Battles. Without you guys, none of this would happen. So I really want to make sure that I shout those guys out, because yeah, man, one of my biggest things is bringing people together that are doing something to make a bigger picture. Right. Because everybody's doing things individually, but you know, I've always been somebody who can like kind of be a peacemaker and bring people together for a bigger cause. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, without them, like, I wouldn't have none of this. You know what I mean? So shout out to everybody who's helping me with this show. So.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you pretty much answered my last usually outro question about shout outs and stuff like that.
I just want to make sure, because I know people are like, you didn't say my name, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So I want to make sure I shout out.
You already said where to follow you and everything too. You can go again. If you want.
Man. At Spoken Wordz on Instagram. At SPOKEINWORDZ. Spoken Wordz with a Z. Come follow me. Shout out to everybody involved, man. Shout out to Mile High Minute. Everything that you guys are doing is awesome. I'm a big fan. I'm a follower as well. And hopefully that this reaches out to everybody, man.
Make sure y'all go follow Spoken Wordz on everything. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. All that links be description. Make sure y'all follow Mile High Minute on everything. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. All that links be description. Hit that like button. Comment down below the biggest gem you picked up from this interview. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell button to stay notified when all the latest news drops. Mile High Minute, #1 blog in the universe. We out. Appreciate you.